Good morning, fellow humans. Today is Thursday, March 27th, 2025. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning here in southwestern Nevada, west of west of Sin City, east of Death Valley, and south of Area 51. Hard Scrabble territory, but we're here to help our students and other interested people on their journey through this life. Okay, what is the status now? If you can see me, what not a bevy. What is status now? Boom. All right. So why do humans control the planet? Before we do that, let's once again go back to advice from an 80-year-old. Keep it simple. Boy, we're gonna have to really edit this one today. A lot of stuffs here. Is it working now? What's happening in Fort Jacks? Okay. Seth Godin. The name doesn't matter that much, so it sort of matters. Busy people in important organizations waste a lot of time naming things. It could be that once a name is good enough, you're done. That's certainly true for the logo. Nike is hard to pronounce. Starbucks is named after an obscure character in a mostly unreadable book. Apple is named after a fruit. Google is spelled wrong. These are good names, not perfect ones. It's worth noting that when asked to name a great logo or a great brand name, almost everyone picks a brand that they like. The name is simply a symptom of that, not a cause. I know why you're so frustrated on the name. It's your brand's personality. It's under your control. It's something everyone on the committee is an expert on because no one is. Once it does the job, you're done. Pick a good one and get back to work. Bonk. My take on is that ChatGPT is a terrible name, has too many syllables, it has needless requirements for capitalization, and most of all, it's not an empty vessel ready to contain our story about the brand. Claude is better. Not perfect, but good. Okay. So, if you're going to name something, think about that. Don't spend a lot of time on it. As Nolan Bushnell says, have a name that is easy to spell when you hear it. It's not some kind of goofy spelling. It looks good on a ball cap. And it's remarkable, like Atari. Okay, what not a baby smiling sunglasses. All righty then. Let's get into the guts of it. See if there's any other red letter stuff, Darren Hardy. No. Okay, let's get into the guts of it. Why do humans control the planet and why should we care? Well, the obvious things about controlling the planet would be us against other living beings that we consider intelligent the way we are intelligent. So we go down the path of primates, pigs, dolphins, and if we ask the question, why do humans control the planet? Not apes, not pigs, not fish, dolphin type fish, it's pretty obvious why we control the planet. But what if you include things like bacteria or insects, cockroaches? Is the world better just because we have the ability to appreciate the world? We can see it subjectively, and the other life forms can't? What about bacteria? What if they controlled the world? Would the world be a better or lesser good place? Why do humans control the planet? Why are we engineering and wiping out bacteria and bugs and things that we don't like? Why aren't they wiping us out? Which they've tried to do. Malaria, I guess, is still a big one, and there are fatal things. Okay, so Yuval Harari has an answer. And he starts by saying, imagine you're on a deserted island, just you and a chimpanzee. Who would do better, you or the chimpanzee? And I think we would agree that the chimpanzee would do better. It's stronger, and it has the ability to digest food that we can't. So, how about 5 humans versus 5 chimpanzees? Now it might be our advantage. 100 chimpanzees versus 100 humans. No contest. 50,000 humans versus 50,000 chimpanzees. So he says, imagine Wembley Stadium with 50,000 chimpanzees in it. Madness, utter madness. Whereas with humans, sophisticated things are happening inside. Cool. Okay, so why is it that humans control the planet? And Yuval Harari says it's simple, because only humans can cooperate flexibly in large numbers. And it takes both large numbers and flexibly. So he says things like insects, bees, and ants, things like that, that can cooperate, but not flexibly. Beehives operate one way, anthills operate one way. They don't have the ability to change things. You get rid of the queen bee, and pretty soon everything in the nest, the nest dies. So those kind of things can cooperate in large numbers, but not flexibly. How about chimpanzees? They can cooperate flexibly, but not in large numbers. So he says for chimpanzees, they have to know one in order to trade or cooperate with them. Are you a good chimpanzee or are you a bad chimpanzee? So we cooperate, we are able to control the planet because, first of all, we can cooperate flexibly in large numbers. And how do we do that? The second level, now the next level. Well, how are we able to do that? And he says we're able to do that because we can invent stories, and if we believe the story, we'll cooperate. And it's not just stories, it's fictional stories. We can invent fictional stories. And if everyone believes the story, we can cooperate. An example would be money. Money is a fictional story. The green $1 bill is just a piece of paper in an objective world. To a chimpanzee, it's just a piece of paper. He can't eat it, wear it. It's not a tool. It has no value to a chimpanzee. But we can walk into a 7-Eleven and trade that green piece of paper for a banana. So we can create stories. So there's good stories like money, like rights, like religion, nation states. All of those are invented. They're not real in the real world. So he says, for example, you can cut open a body and you'll find bones and muscles and blood and things like that, but you won't find any human rights. Okay, so humans control the planet because we can work flexibly in large numbers. We can work flexibly in large numbers because we can invent stories, fictional stories, and if we believe the story, then we will cooperate flexibly. Well, so the next level, how are we able to create fictional stories? And the answer is because only humans can see the world from 2 perspectives. Objective reality, what he calls objective reality, where a tree is a tree, a cup is a cup, etc. A mountain is a mountain, a lion is a lion. Or we can, but So humans can see it objectively, it is what it is, and we can see it what he calls fictional, but it could be subjectively. So, for example, chimpanzees know about sunset, but you're never going to see two chimpanzees walking hand in hand to just enjoy the sunset. Aha, duality. So only humans can do that. Only humans can see the world from these two things, objective reality and fictional reality. So that's why we're able to create stories, because we can talk about why the sunset is beautiful. And if we believe it's because God is happy, and here are the things we need to do to make God happy, and proof of happiness is a beautiful sunset, then we'll do the things that we believe will make God happy. Okay? Okay, so humans control the planet because we can cooperate flexibly in large numbers. We can do that because we invent stories. We invent stories because only humans can see the world from this dual reality perspective, objective reality and fictional reality. And then it comes to the next question, which he doesn't answer, but Susanna Herculano does, which is, why are we able to create fictional stories? Or why are we able to see the world in this dual way, objective and fictional reality? And the answer is because we have more neurons. We have more neurons in our brain than other creatures. And Susanna Herculano plotted this out by dissolving brains and figuring out how many neurons different species had. And humans are way up here, and especially in the prefrontal cortex, where we have about, I think, 18 billion neurons in the prefrontal cortex out of 86 billion neurons, with about 10,000 connections per neuron. So we have about 860 trillion connections versus the worms C. elegans, according to Sebastian Song. C. elegans has 7,000 connections. It's a simple little worm with 300 neurons and 21 connections per neuron. Okay, so we have more neurons. Susanna Herculano goes down further and says, well, why do we have more neurons? And the answer is because we cook our food. We're the only species that cooks their food. And the immediate benefit of cooking food is you get more calories in less time. So you don't have to spend time hunting for food, preparing food, eating food, and digesting raw food. So it takes a lot less time to get more calories. But the real benefit is when we have more time, when we don't have to be eating and finding food, all of those things, what happens is we have more time. And what do humans do with our time? We solve problems like how to survive, where to get food, what not to do. And so the more we think about things, the more information is stored in our brain. And that means we need more neurons, which causes the human brain to have a lot of folds in it, uniquely among animals. A lot of folds, because we can need neurons faster than the skull can get larger. But over the last, I think, 1.5 million years, the brain in humans has gone from, it's tripled in size. So cool, right? All right, so that's why humans control the planet, because we cook our food. And well, I think it would be better to say we control the planet because we are able to solve problems better than any other life form. And then you can work your way back up through that. Why are we able to do that? Because we have more neurons. Why do we have more neurons? Because we spend our time thinking, and then because At another level, we see the world. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, time is about up. Again, let's see. How are things in Fort Jack's? Watanabe? How are things in Fort Jack's? And we're going to say hasta la vista and have a great day, Miss Trinkle, wherever you are. Boom. Better than ever. Good. Bonk cut.